Oh yeah, welcome to the Intuitive Empire. I'm your host, Jaya Rose, and we can finally get started because you are here. And if you are ready to energetically align with your desires, own your innate magic, and step powerfully into your spiritual leadership, well, love, you're in the right place. Let's do the damn thing already. Hey, welcome back to the show. I am here in my basement, ready to share some insight that I think you will really enjoy because I really am enjoying having this conversation with myself because I so need it right now. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. It's the evening here in Portland, and my husband is hanging out with my daughter, getting her ready for bed. And I had a message on my heart. And I felt like I just need to share this because I know when I'm going through something and it feels intense, that it's not just about me and that you're probably going through something, or that the reminder or the self-talk or the lesson that's coming through for me will be helpful for you. So I'm going to chat with you about being in a creative process and allowing content, names of stuff, information, feelings, whatever it is that you're needing to be clear on for you to rise to your next level is a creative process. It is a co-creative process. It's creation, right? And I think sometimes we forget this. Sometimes we think that we're in control and that if we take out our notebook and write some names down, that we thought of them. That if we actually create a Facebook group or sell a program, that we thought of these things. And I like to challenge this a little bit because what I have found is that if I tried to sit down and write out the names of things when I'm wanting to name something, that just doesn't really work for me that well. And what I find is that when I actually just allow space for it to come through, then it's way more aligned and powerful. So I'm going to explain to you what the heck I'm actually talking about. But I want to also share with you that I had an idea about offering you coaching that is not a huge investment. It will always be an investment because that is what is beneficial for transformation. That's what I believe. And I also know that not everybody is ready to commit to, a $10,000 commitment to work with me one-on-one for months. And I also know that embody is not always right at every moment in your life. And maybe you've been listening to the show and maybe you've heard me talk about embody and you've thought, wow, this could be my next level. Like I'm really feeling this and there could be something so valuable in this for me, but maybe you weren't ready for many different reasons, but you still have that feeling that support and guidance and mentorship would help propel you forward. Because let's be real, we know that that's true, right? Do you know that that's true? Because I can give you so many examples, and I won't take your time right now doing that, but I can say that there are so many times that if I could just have a few sessions with somebody, I know that my whole life would change because I'm ready. Because I'm ready to change, because I have something on my heart that if I would allow myself to have support around and be guided by somebody who's been there and be able to calibrate to somebody's level who is more where I know I'm going. I've had this desire myself. And so I want to offer this to you because I really, with all my heart, know the power of coaching with me. And I will tell you that you will be changed forever if that's what you're ready for. If you're ready to gain insight into what your purpose is, who you are here to be. And I don't just mean your purpose, like what you sell or what it is that you've thought you were good at. I'm talking about that deep alignment with who you are at the core and the most powerful version of you. Because without all of the steps I've taken and the investments I've made, I never would have realized how powerful I am. Because part of it was in that transaction or in that commitment to the next level. So if this is sounding like you and where you are, what I created is something that's called the Soul Glow package. And it's really around identifying where your desires are right now, identifying what's not aligned for you anymore, and how to move forward with your lifestyle, with your habits, with if you have a business, with your business, and how you can really elevate quickly without taking 50 steps, if that's how much you would think it would take, and how we could really do it through energy and alignment with co-creation and stepping into that power. That's what's available. And I know that you already know that because you've experienced it many times. And I'm offering you a shortcut. So that's what the Soul Glow package is about. And if you're interested, it's a beautiful hybrid where I'm going to offer you a home study course and also sessions with me. So it comes with 3 sessions with me also and some really great homework. So it's got a good combination of things where you're going to be held in a container and have that transformation with me, but also have some home study stuff that you can continue to work on. So if you're interested, feel free to message me. You can just go to Instagram or to Facebook, and I'm Jaya Rose, all the places, and send me a message because when you feel called, you've got to answer. All right, let's dive into today's topic. So I'm going to tell you a little story. A couple weeks ago, I had this feeling, and okay, let me be real. Here's what the feeling came from. I want to start doing some gift baskets. I make these gift baskets for my clients. I'm sorry if my chair is squeaky, but okay. I hope that's okay. I make these gift baskets for my clients and they're really beautiful and amazing. And I was like, I want to have something that I can offer, like a cool water bottle or a t-shirt. I have been wanting to make t-shirts with my brand on them for I have made them. When I was a personal trainer, I used to put my fitness studio was called Urban Fitness, and I put that on a t-shirt, but it wasn't that cool. I don't know. It just said Urban Fitness. And it's like, okay, great. She likes to work out. But I have this idea of having some really cool swag for my business and putting like a mantra on it and it just being uplifting, being a conversation starter, being something that you would be really excited to get. And in that, I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to put Jaya Rose on a shirt and give it to you. That's just dumb. You're like, oh, is your name Jaya Rose? No, it's this girl's podcast I listen to. Okay. So we established no on that. And then I started thinking, well, what the heck do I want to put on this t-shirt that I want and this water bottle that I want? And I realized that obviously these things are kind of small, right? These aren't like the biggest decisions I'm ever going to make. But there was something really valuable in it for me. And it was that these things, these external objects, are a bridge between me creating something that includes you, that gives you a feeling that you're a part of something, and that also relays a message that's powerful. And this gap that I felt was overwhelming. Like I just really felt into it. Like, Jaya, you need to have this. You're not offering people the fullest experience possible because I don't think anybody's ever going to just adopt my name as a movement, as something that relays a message. So I started feeling into a brand name and thinking, this is what it is. It's I'm not changing my brand. It feels like an extension. Like there needs to be an extension of Jaya Rose. I mean, I'm the co-creator. Yeah, sure. I am the vessel. And I take responsibility. Like I believe in it. I believe in myself. I believe in my path and my purpose, and I'm here for this. And I also feel like there's something that I'm meant to co-create with, that I'm meant to invite you into. That when I host a retreat, it's not just some random name. When I host a live event, it's not some random name. That when I offer a program, it's under the umbrella of this movement that I've created around what I truly believe in, what I know I'm here to do. So I opened up to this. And here's what opening up looks like for me. Pretty much constantly obsessing over it. Now that's kind of true. I'm kind of kidding, but it's kind of true, where it's not like I just open up to something like this and then I'm like, okay, cool. 6 months later, it'll probably come through. I'm like, no, I'm open. I'm open. Hey, I'm open. And I infuse my meditation in the morning with, I'm open. I'm open for this. What is the gap? What is that gap? What is that thing that people are drawn to me for? What is the thing that I can really offer the world and contribute to the rise of women? Because that's what I stand for. That's what I know I have the most power in, and the most, the biggest container to hold space for. So a couple weeks has gone by, and 2 nights ago, I actually have had a really hard time with my daughter. My 6-year-old is going through this sort of rebellion phase and being a really like screaming a lot. And it wears on me. Like it's actually the worst thing for me. And my nervous system is like, I cannot handle that screaming, and it makes me angry. And then I'm like, I'm not all that comfortable when I'm angry. It's not an emotion that I go to that often. So then I'm really uncomfortable because I'm like, okay, great. Now I'm angry at a 6-year-old for having big emotions. And it's just kind of, it's consuming. And what happened is, it wasn't last night, but it was the night before. Everything was fine. And it's been these like huge disruptions, like eruptions, where she's fine. And then all of a sudden she's just like, doesn't want to go to bed, or doesn't want to pick up and then this is what it was. She didn't want to pick up the puzzle that she had done, and it was bedtime. And it was sort of like the straw that broke the camel's back, where normally if something happens and it's dramatic, and listen, if you're a mom, I know I'm preaching to the choir because you know exactly what I'm talking about right here. I have the way that I deal with it, where I'm just like trying to shut it down, and not in like a rude way, but just like, okay, honey, we'll move forward. And I'm pretty good at handling it. But this particular night, I was over it. I was just really over it. So she starts screaming. It's not even just like whining. It's like, like massive scream. And I was like, that's it. No. And I didn't yell back at her, but basically I just shut down. And I went and I put her to bed, and she is the most spoiled at bedtime. I don't know how this happened and that it's been happening for 6 years. Actually, I do. And the name is Jonathan. Jonathan like sings her a song, reads her a book, and then I scratch her back and sing her a song. Oh no, he tells her a story and reads her a book. And then I scratch her back and put essential oils on her and do something we call safety spray. And I say, keep Ava safe, and spray her with this essential oil spray, and then sing her a song. So, I mean, this is a lot of stuff. And I'm under the school of thought of like, hey, let's eliminate some of this stuff because it's pretty extensive. And when she doesn't have one thing, it's this big drama. So Jonathan wasn't here this night. He was playing tennis. And I pretty much kind of skate by a little bit when he's not there. I'm like, I'm sorry. No, we're not doing a book and a story and a song and the backstretch. It's just too much. It's too much. So this night I didn't have it. I was like, I'm sorry. No. She's like, what? You're not going to sing me a song? And I was not, I swear, I was not trying to punish her because I really try not to do that, to like take away stuff that's her stuff that she gets every day. Is that just doesn't feel right to me. But this day I didn't have it in me. I did not have it in me to sing the song. I was my nervous system was freaking out. And I was like, I have to go do Legs Up the Wall, Ava. I'm sorry. And I apologized to her um, for messing up the normal programming. But I did let her know the screaming is really hard for me and I need to take care of myself. So I thought that was kind of powerful on itself. So I went and I did Legs Up the Wall. I put her to bed. She actually went to bed fine. And then as I was laying in Legs Up the Wall, this name came to me. And immediately it was like a download. It dropped in. And I call it a download because it's like that. It's not like one thought leads to the next thought and the next thought. It's just like, boom, there it appears. And it felt so good. It was the first thing in 2 weeks. I have not had anything that felt right. I haven't even really had anything hardly come through. It's not like I was milling over stuff. It was just nothing. So this name, and I literally jumped out of Legs Up the Wall. I mean, rolled over onto my side and got up, went to the computer and looked it up, and it was taken. It was taken by a woman who does a big conference, who has a huge following. And I was like, okay, fine. But why does it feel so right? It's just such good words. Okay. It's 2 words and they're so good. So I messaged my daughter, Becca, because she always asks me to help her with names. Like I've named a lot of her templates. And if you haven't checked out my daughter Becca's stuff, she does website templates for service-based entrepreneurs, and they are the best thing you've ever seen in your life. And they're like less than $500 for this amazing template. So anyway, that's a plug for my daughter right there. But I don't think I've talked about it on this podcast. So I'll link it below for you if you want to check it out, because she's a genius. She is a branding genius. If you haven't checked out my website, she customized my website for me. So if you haven't done that, do it. Go to thejayarose.com. And the website name might be changing, okay, by the way, because I did arrive on something and I'm about to arrive at that part of the story for you right now. So I messaged Becca and I was like, yo, you got to help me. I got this name thing. I have some stuff that's coming up, And so we texted about it and I told her the names that I was thinking of. And then she wrote back and it was the same 2 words that I came up with. She just took the last letter off. And when I reveal it to you, and I don't mean to be rude right now because I'm not going to reveal it to you. And it's only because I'm going to do like a proper reveal when I get the graphics back for it. And I think I'm going to open a brand new Facebook group. And I also am going to offer a really amazing 2-week live energy upgrade program that's going to be ran with me. That's going to be at a really, really amazing price point. So this is what I'm planning. Okay. So you got the behind the scenes of all this, but I just feel like I need to wait on the name to give it away. But what happened is she dropped the 2 words to me without the S on the end. And I was like, oh, this is good. And it played over in my mind over and over all night long. I kept hearing it. And then this tagline came in and it was, and I'll tell you the tagline because I already said it on a Facebook Live. So it's out there already. When she moves, we all move. And the meaning behind it is that when she moves, okay, and she being the ubiquitous she, and if you're not familiar with that word, learn it because I learned it maybe 5 years ago and I freaking love using it. Okay. But it's ultimately like that everyone agrees. It's the thing that everyone agrees on. And the she is, fem rising ultimately. And it's so, so meaningful to me because I really believe this from the bottom of my heart, all the way deep in my soul, that when we move, everything around us moves. That whether it be your soul, your heart, your energy that moves, that you're like, I'm going to connect with this and I'm going to create some movement in my life. Everything changes everywhere. Like we affect everything. It's the ripple effect. And that's what I'm all about. And so, oh my gosh, are you feeling it? But here's the thing I want to talk to you about. I had to give you all the story first. Is that I have had a headache ever since this happened, and I never get headaches. And it's been 2 days now. And what I realized tonight when I was talking to my husband about it is that I wasn't fully surrendering to the creation process. It's like I received it and then it literally like I received it and like I'm a running back. I think that I don't know football that well, but I got the ball and I just started running. I was like, okay, this is it. Oh, I already made a Facebook group. I already contacted my graphic designer. Like we're on it. We're doing it. And what I realized is this is a big thing. This is a big thing. Or rather, I could allow this to be a big thing. This feels like a movement to me. This feels like my life's work in co-creation with what's needed on the planet. And that as I say yes, and I say, I will carry this forward. I am here for this. I take responsibility for my part, and I am committed to moving this into the world. That is no small thing. And I feel like I just didn't realize for a minute that I needed process around it because I received it and that's clarity. And for me, I move. As soon as I have the clarity for something, I move. Well, I usually move and then get the clarity. But in this, I really just want to remind all of us that co-creating with the larger powers that be and allowing yourself to be the vessel for something bigger than you to come through is not a small thing. This is ascension. This is us rising. And what that means is that it's going to look different with every creation, just like pregnancy. If you are a mom and you've had multiple children, you know that your pregnancies are different with each child. And if you aren't, you can imagine that it would be that way, that one pregnancy could be very easy and one could be very difficult, one labor very easy and one difficult, and then one child easy and one difficult. I mean, everything that is birthed into this world that is created, that lives, requires a gestation period and a birthing process and a recovery process all of its own. And that's what I'm really realizing. And as I have tapped in more, as I've deepened my meditation practice and allowed myself to be this vessel and channel for something greater than me, I feel like it's even more. And that is really true. So I want you to look at your life and look at what you're asking for. Are you wanting to birth something? Do you already have an idea? Are you in the process of birthing it? Have you just released it and let it into the world? Because all of those places require something different. And at the very least, they require us and ask us to just tune in and be here, because my body is so sensitive and my energy is really sensitive. So I know that if I've felt kind of out of it and I've had a headache, there's something that I need to listen to. And I really saw it clearly that I was just acting like it was nothing to put an intention out to receive this message that feels like so powerful that it could go on the water bottle. Okay. I could make the t-shirt and it would be a talking point, and it makes you feel something. And that's really what I was open for. And in that, I got to hold it. Like, if I want this to be, s- you know, big, I guess, just for lack of a better way to say it, if I want this to be big and I am here to hold that, then this is my capacity. Like, this is what the fuck I'm here for, and what I've been owning my power for, and what I've been stretching my capacity for. It's ultimately what I teach in my Embody program, is how to own your power, stretch your capacity to both give and receive. And in that, and lead. And in that, you got to do it. You got to do it. And that means it's going to be different. And that means you got to be really freaking tuned in, tapped in, tuned in, turned on to yourself, and coming back to that. Because to be asking for support from the universe, to be asking for a message to come through, for something that enhances your leadership and also gives people a place to be, to call home, to resonate with, to create transformation in. Oh my gosh, these are no small things. So, I hope this resonates with you, and that you can see yourself in this story and see that every level is new. And that's why we feel so much resistance as we're rising, because every single level is going to be a new experience. And the more self-aware and the more willing to come home to yourself and see the new parts that are showing up, the easier it is to transcend, ascend into that new level. And that's ultimately like the hugest part of my message, which when you hear this name, you're going to be so excited. I really hope you're excited. I really hope you love it. And I really hope that you will join me for the energy upgrade, the live 2-week program, because it's going to be fire. And if this stuff I'm talking about relates to where you are, then it's just going to be so good for you. Okay. So I will get back to you on that. You can message me if you want to get on the list, or like you want me to make sure to reach out to you. You can message me, and you can also message me about the Soul Glow package that I offered you at the beginning of this podcast. If you're wanting some support moving through co-creating, trusting more deeply, creating practices that align with you deeply and also help elevate you and expand your energetic capacity, clarity around those next steps, getting through resistance, clarifying those desires, any of that stuff, I am available in that Soul Glow package. It will just meet you exactly where you are. So feel free to reach out. And I hope that this resonated with you. And the last little thing on this is that, oh Lord, I might change the name of the podcast. I can't imagine that I'm going to launch this into the world and that I'm not going to change the name, because as much as the intuitive empire is aligned with me, I feel like it doesn't speak fully the message that I'm here to share. And it doesn't give you the resonance and the platform for you to really grow in. And I don't know if you resonate with that, but that's what I'm feeling. So look out for that. I will definitely let you know. It's possible that it might be next week. I don't know, but I'll do an episode, or follow me, on social. If you're not following me already on Instagram, follow me there, follow my stories. I will definitely announce it. And otherwise, if you're subscribed, you'll see that there's a name change. I'm just not telling you the name quite yet. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. And if this resonated with you, share it with somebody who needs to hear it, because I know that there's somebody else in your life who is in a creative process, a co-creative process, and who needs to hear a little pep talk and a story around expansion and really rising to that next level. And you can just take a screenshot right now, toss it in your story on Instagram and tag me, and I will share it out for you as well. So let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So much love. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm cheering you on.